Hi, my name is Alex Calleros,
And I'm Michael Tucker.
and we are the writers and directors of Anamnesis.
Welcome to the commentary for episode 1.
So, Anamnesis was based on a short film that we made at Finite Films back in 2012. So, everything you're actually seeing right now are visuals from the short film, which we kind of use as a prologue to the web series. The short film was seen by Jeremy Norris, he's a producer at filmskillet.com, and he approached us and said he wanted to co-finance a web series with us based on the short film. So we had to kind of think, how are we going to make a web series based on this short, which ends with the main character dying and takes place entirely in the dream world. So we started from there, and really the breakthrough moment for us was thinking maybe Hannah here is not just in Adam's imagination, but is actually a real person. And what if they're actually sharing this dream that he's having as he dies?
Yeah, so that was sort of our jumping off point, is like, let's make Hannah the protagonist and start off with her having like this dream memory of sharing this dream with Adam, and then go from there. And the series actually originally started with a scene with Sean and Hannah in the diner, and it was sort of supposed to be even like a prologue to the prologue, like a mini scene where we see Hannah before she's kind of whisked away into Adam's dream in the short film prologue. But when we actually put the scene together and put it at the beginning of the show, it didn't really make sense and kind of ruined some of the fun for later, so we ended up taking that scene out. But you can watch it in the special features of the DVD.
This was fun. I think I was particularly excited about bringing some of the dream signs in the short film into Hannah's waking life, because I think I personally have had that experience of dreaming about something and then seeing something similar the next day and having a really eerie deja vu kind of feeling about it, and I haven't seen that portrayed very much in film.
This beach house belonged to the family of one of our friends, Olivia Schluter Corey. That's a hard name to say. And it was like just the perfect location for Noah's story to take place in. Did we write it for the beach house originally?
I think we knew that we had access potentially to a beach house or two through connections.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Olivia's beach house was always a potential location, but then we visited it, and it was so ideal because her family owns two beach houses in the same neighborhood.
Across the street
So,
from each other.
so we literally could film in one beach house and then have the entire cast and crew all stay in the other beach house. So it was a very cozy kind of like weekend getaway shoot.
Yeah. It's a very relaxing shoot.
Really, really beautiful
And I
place.
feel like the decoration in the house, like, we had to do very little because just the atmosphere that was naturally there felt like a nice kind of dream environment for him to exist in. There used to be a thermostat on that wall, and we took it out in post.
I think Michael took out at least two different thermostats in different rooms in this show because he didn't like them aesthetically.
It ruins the image, man. This is the introduction to Vera. And the nightmare sequence was a fun thing to think about, I feel like we had a master plan for it going into the shoot, and then everything changed on the day, and then there were a lot of iterations in the edit of figuring out kind of what the style of that would be. And I think Ryan McDuffie, who was the producer on Anamnesis, came in and did some edits and like kind of shook us out of the way we were thinking about it and made it extra scary. So
Yeah, I think my first approach to the nightmare scenes was a little bit too literal, of just like a linear, almost normal scene, and I think Ryan really helped us see that it needs to be a little bit more abstract, a little more kind of jumpy in the cutting, to the point where you really feel unsettled and don't really know what you're experiencing.
yeah. This is a fun scene with Deborah Jensen, who plays Vera, and Dylan Saunders, who plays Gus, and he was in the Harry Potter musical, and he played Dumbledore. So it was fun to see him come and play this role, which is, I think, very different than other roles he's usually cast in. Fun scene to shoot. I like Vera's apartment. It was a cool shoot with Vera's apartment because it was just all in one week. We just did every single scene back to back to back and just kind of knocked it all out, which was nice to get through it really quickly.
It's fun. We have Max Kleiman there, one of our actors who worked with the Finite Films, playing a cop.
And I feel like this was one of like an early thing that we got excited about is like, what if, Hannah basically seeing the dream signs from her dream in reality, and like, wouldn't it be cool if she's walking to Adam's brother's house and passes the copy shop, sees the hallway that he walked down, and then wouldn't it be cool if we got to recreate that shot but with Hannah walking down the same hallway?
Yeah.
This was a very late night, I remember. We went like 2 hours later than we were supposed to.
As usual.
As usual. As it goes.
This
Oh my
this
God.
was this was very fortuitous. I mean, we on every shoot you have good days and bad days as far as weather cooperating. But this is one of the days where we really lucked out because this scene kind of almost needed fog to be effective, because it really is supposed to be essentially establishing this beach as a almost ephemeral, maybe it's existing at this moment, maybe it won't exist a moment later, dream space. And the fog sets it up perfectly. And I think it also makes Zach who plays Sean here, his kind of appearance and disappearance kind of feel right. If it was like a bright, sunny, super clear day, I think him vanishing might not feel as spooky or interesting.
Yeah. And I remember there was a lot of chasing the fog because like it was there and we were like, oh, this is great, let's scramble and shoot it. But then it went away for a while. So then it was like, well, should we just reshoot everything in case it doesn't come back? And I think we even started to do that, but then it came back.
Yeah.
And then we shot the other side of the scene and like just magically got all of it.
Yeah, it was pretty chaotic. I think on Noah's side you can see the fog is clearing by the end there.
Yeah.
Well, depending on the take.
Right.
Yeah. It's very, very fickle, that fog.
Yeah. And then we cut back and Noah's at his piano. And I think originally we shot him coming in and sort of like looking around and getting an uneasy feeling, and then going and sitting down at the piano. I forget why we took that out. It was just pacing.
Well, I think we also wanted to reestablish that there's something going on with his notebook here, because if it's been a while since the
To
first
see that
scene where
again.
you saw that he had written notes on it,
Yeah.
we realized that people, when we did some test screenings, I think people didn't realize that his notebook was not empty moments earlier.
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, we kind of redid the scene as he's back into his composing, mode, and he realizes, wait, what happened to everything I just wrote?
Yeah. All those pictures are pictures that were actually at the house.
Yeah. Hopefully Olivia's family is okay with them being on screen.
Yeah.
This is always a tough moment for us to try to get. I don't know if we really fully accomplished what we were trying to do there. It's kind of it's almost goofy, the fact that there's like this giant car crash sound and then she just walks in all happy. But we did want to capture that there's just something weird going on with Noah, and I think he is maybe feeling like maybe he's seeing things, he's hallucinating, something's wrong with him because his wife doesn't seem to be noticing any of the weird things he's noticing. So I think part of Noah's journey through the first couple episodes is just starting to feel like he's going crazy, but then maybe realizing that the world itself is pretty crazy. It's going crazy, yeah.
This was fun going back to the copy shop because we filmed the short film Anamnesis here in early 2012, and so a year later we got to go back and kind of recreate everything, and luckily like everything was almost exactly where it was a year before.
It's true, yeah. It had not changed very much, yeah.
So yeah, it was fun to recreate the scene and make it a crime scene and put the blood back on the counter.
Yeah.
This is Nathan Graham Smith, who plays Detective Isaac Sterling. We got the name Isaac Sterling from our friend Isaac Sterling.
For some reason, it just felt like a good name for a detective. So it's like, why fight it?
Yeah.
Why not name him that?
And I feel like this is one of the few handheld scenes in the show.
That's true. Yeah, it's a pretty lockdown, dolly, smooth kind of cinematography in the show. But I think this scene, wouldn't feel right.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to be with Hannah, and she's not locked down right now. She's pretty unsteady.
A little shaky. Mallory Marie Wedding plays Hannah, and she's fantastic, obviously.
Yeah, I think the whole way she was able to get into the headspace for this scene, earlier when she's just walking in down the hallway, walking into the room, it's kind of a tough acting job of just like walk very slowly towards things, but show that you feel very ominous things inside, and she did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny. I feel like there's a lot of slow walking actually in the show, and I feel like
and the short film.
and like when you're watching it doesn't feel wrong, but like when you're shooting it, like you have to just really slow, like absurdly slow is how slow you need to walk, and it can feel awkward.
I think Mallory in the production diary said that some days we just do just looks, as she calls it, just where we're getting all these shots of just Mallory or whoever reacting to many different things, but really not saying anything. Just lots of like this scene, for example. It's Mallory laying down in the bed, having a dream flash, deciding to look at a phone, reacting to the phone, like, and the whole time it's there's no actual sound of the voicemail on set. It's just us telling her, hey, now it's going, react now.
And that brings us to our first cliffhanger, which is the message left by Vera.
And that actually changed in the edit, because I think in the script the first episode is supposed to end with Zach Sean in his dream space, kind of looking at the universe, and we decided to end it with more of a cliffhanger, get you to watch the next episode. We'll see you in episode 2.